Theresa Nist worried about bombshells in Gerry Turner's book. June 16, 2025. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Bachelor Nation News fans. Golden Bachelor Gerry Turner is releasing a memoir later this year. At least part of the book will likely address his short marriage to Theresa Nist. His ex-wife is worried about what he'll say. Keep reading to find out why. Theresa Nist reveals why she didn't join Bachelor in Paradise. Theresa Nist married Gerry Turner in January 2024. The nuptials were broadcast on ABC with Golden Bachelor contestant Susan Knowles officiating. However, the marriage didn't last long. They split up 4 months after the wedding. They've both moved on with other people. Gerry has been dating a woman named Lena for a few months now. He initially wasn't sure how long it was appropriate to wait to date after a divorce. Theresa, on the other hand, resumed her life in New Jersey, including her job. She recently told Ashley Iaconetti and Ben Higgins on the Almost Famous podcast that she's dating someone but stayed mum on the details. Bachelor Nation fans hope to see Theresa Nist on the upcoming season of Bachelor in Paradise. Season 10 premieres on July 7th. In a first for the franchise, contestants from the regular Bachelor and Bachelorette shows and the Golden contestants will be on the beach together, possibly sparking an age gap romance. But Theresa Nist won't be there. She explained on the podcast that she was in talks with the producers to join the beach spinoff. However, she ultimately decided she wouldn't be there for the right reasons. I kind of thought it just wasn't really for me, and I really was so enthusiastic about it when it first came out. I was talking about who I'd be interested in, and then I realized that I was really just excited about seeing the women and having a reunion, and having a vacation with them, she explained. She worries about bombshells in Gerry Turner's book. Gerry Turner revealed in December 2024 that he was diagnosed with cancer. He later clarified that he was initially diagnosed with Waldenstrom's macroglobulinemia shortly after his marriage to Theresa Nist. He has publicly implied that the cancer diagnosis played a role in the end of the marriage. However, Theresa denied that, saying his illness had nothing to do with their divorce. She hasn't shared more details about what caused the split, though. Gerry Turner revealed in May that he has a new book coming out later this year. He is one of many Bachelor Nation stars to release a memoir after their time on the reality TV show. The book will detail how he found love on The Golden Bachelor and probably why it didn't work out. Theresa Nist admitted to Ashley Iaconetti and Ben Higgins that she's nervous about what her ex will reveal in the book about the split. She is worried that he will again blame the divorce on his cancer, even though that's not why their marriage ended, at least from her perspective. I have no idea what he's writing, she said. We never really had the conversation that led to the breakup. Things just happened, Theresa Nist added. Do you think she's right to be worried that Gerry Turner will expose secrets about their marriage in the book? Theresa Nist sat on the edge of her cream-colored couch, fingers curled around a porcelain teacup, the warmth from the chamomile barely calming the chill running down her spine. The early morning light filtered through the curtains of her New Jersey home, soft and golden, but her mind was far from calm. Her phone buzzed once, twice. The headline she had been dreading appeared in a notification. Golden Bachelor Gerry Turner's explosive memoir, Secrets, Lies, and the Woman Who Broke His Heart. Theresa's heart dropped. She didn't need to open the article. She knew who the woman was. Everyone would know. After all, their whirlwind romance on national television had captivated millions. Their surprise wedding had stunned critics. Their equally shocking separation just 3 months later had reignited gossip columns from coast to coast. And now, Gerry's memoir. He hadn't told her he was writing one. The book deal. 6 weeks earlier, Gerry Turner had been seen leaving a Manhattan publishing house with his signature blazer, salt and pepper hair gleaming in the flash of paparazzi lights. The buzz started immediately. Some said it would be a love story. Others speculated a redemption arc, But Gerry was tight-lipped. All Theresa had heard through the grapevine was that the book was honest and deeply personal. "He's going to tell the truth," a producer friend of hers warned cryptically. "All of it." Theresa had smiled politely at the time. But now, as reality settled in, fear bloomed in her chest. What was the truth? What version of it would Gerry tell? A call from Dana. The ringing of her phone broke through her spiraling thoughts. She didn't recognize the number at first, but when she picked up, the familiar voice of Dina Lupanko, her closest friend from the show, cut through. "Girl, have you seen it?" "Just now." "They're calling it a bombshell. Gerry's got chapters labeled The Lie, The Ring, and one called My Mistake." Theresa exhaled shakily. "Do you think I'm the mistake?" "I don't know," Dina replied, softer now. "But I know how producers spin things. And I know you, Theresa. You don't deserve this." There was a pause. "I'm flying in," Dina said. "You shouldn't go through this alone." Theresa nodded, even though Dina couldn't see her. Her voice was barely a whisper when she replied, "Thank you." The Lie. 2 days later, a leak surfaced. Pages from the memoir found their way online. One paragraph trended across social media within hours. "I loved her, but love built on performance isn't love at all. What we had, Theresa and I, was beautiful, but it wasn't real. It was what the cameras wanted, what the fans needed. The truth? I had doubts from the start." Theresa stared at the screen, her vision blurring with tears. Performance? She thought. Was holding my hand in the kitchen performance? Whispering forever at our wedding? Was that acting? The worst part wasn't even the words themselves. It was the thousands of comments beneath them. "Knew it." She pressured him into marriage. Theresa was never right for Gerry. She's hiding something. She couldn't breathe. The interview. Good Morning America announced that Gerry Turner would appear on Friday to promote the book. Theresa debated turning off her TV that day, but her curiosity overpowered her caution. Dressed in a sleek navy suit, Gerry looked every bit the charming retiree America fell for. His eyes sparkled, and his voice carried that same easy charm. "I didn't write the book to hurt anyone," he said calmly. "But I couldn't keep pretending. People deserve to know what I really felt." "And what about Theresa?" Robin Roberts asked gently. Gerry sighed. "I think she and I both know things moved too quickly. I wish her nothing but peace, but I'm done hiding behind fairy tales." Theresa turned off the television, her fingers shaking. He made it sound so simple. So neat. Theresa speaks. Theresa's PR rep urged her to release a statement. Her silence, they warned, was being seen as guilt. Reluctantly, she agreed. "I was not aware Gerry was writing a memoir. While I respect his journey, I am saddened by the portrayal of our relationship. What we shared, for me, was real. I will always remember the good moments, and I wish Gerry the best." It was diplomatic, polite, boring. But the public wanted drama. Theresa knew it. The producers who once managed her public image knew it. Even the fans knew it. Her inbox flooded with interview requests, from People magazine to The View. She said no to all of them until Oprah called. The sit-down. Oprah Winfrey's Montecito estate was bathed in sunshine when Theresa arrived. She hadn't done an interview like this before, certainly not since the show. But Oprah had promised respect and space. Theresa needed that now more than ever. She wore soft pink, powerful yet gentle, and faced the cameras with poise. Oprah began, "Theresa, thank you for being here. The world has watched you fall in love, marry, and separate, all in less than a year. How are you really doing?" Theresa took a breath. "I'm healing. It hasn't been easy." Then came the question she knew was coming. "Have you read Gerry's book?" "Yes." "And what do you think of the chapter called The Lie?" Theresa looked directly at the camera. "I think the lie wasn't our relationship. It was that we ever truly knew each other outside of the fantasy. That's not entirely his fault, or mine. But I won't let him erase the love we shared just because it's convenient now. The internet exploded. Gerry's reaction. Back in Indiana, Gerry Turner was on his porch sipping bourbon when the Oprah interview aired. He watched quietly, said nothing, but inside, his stomach twisted. He hadn't expected her to be so composed, so honest, so real. Had he misjudged her? Later that night, he called his editor. "I think I made a mistake," he admitted. "You made a bestseller," the editor replied. "I didn't mean to hurt her like that." "You didn't name her in the chapter. You were careful." "I was cowardly," Gerry snapped. But the damage had been done. The unpublished chapter. What fans didn't know was that Gerry had written one more chapter. It never made it into the final book. His editor thought it undermined the arc. It was titled, "What I Should Have Said." In it, Gerry wrote, "If I could do it all over again, I would have waited. I wouldn't have rushed to say I do when I was still grieving the past." Theresa was kind. She was brave. She deserved more than a man still wrestling ghosts. But that chapter remained hidden. Until now. Theresa's team found a leaked copy. An assistant at the publishing house had anonymously sent it. And suddenly the narrative shifted. A second chance. Theresa didn't call Gerry. She didn't need to. One afternoon, her doorbell rang. When she opened it, Gerry stood there. No cameras, no press, just a man with a weathered face and tired eyes. "I read your interview," he said. "I read your unpublished chapter," she replied. They stood in silence for a moment. "I'm sorry," he finally whispered. "I know," she said. "Can we talk?" She stepped aside and let him in. Moving forward, their conversation lasted hours. No promises, no rekindled romance. Just two people who once believed in love trying to understand why it fell apart, and what they could learn from it. Theresa later told Oprah in a follow-up special, "We're not getting back together, but we're healing together, even if it's separately." The final episode aired with the message, "Sometimes, closure isn't a clean ending. It's sitting across from someone who hurt you and realizing you still wish them well." The real golden years. Theresa Nist didn't vanish from the spotlight. In fact, her candidness won over a new audience. She launched a podcast, Golden Truths, about love, age, and vulnerability. Gerry, meanwhile, retreated from fame, choosing fishing trips over book tours. His memoir topped bestseller lists, but it was Theresa who became the voice people trusted. In her final podcast episode of the season, she said, "I was worried about the bombshells in Gerry's book. But the truth is, the only thing more powerful than what someone says about you is how you choose to respond." And that's exactly what she did. With grace, with strength, and most importantly, with truth.